Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another season of EEPower. So this episode marks the very first episode in season 4 of EEPower. We have come a long way since we've started this, all the way back over a year ago now from season 1. So we've learned quite a bit through this journey. Now, I am playing the Feed the Beast mod pack Ultimate Edition. I did just a few changes, such as getting rid of the voxel mods and adding back Ray's minimap, but other than that, I have all of the mods installed. That being said, we're going to have to see which of them is useful and which of them we're going to have to get rid of. Now, in terms of mods, we got quite a few of them. Buildcraft, Factorization, Extra Biomes, Red Power, Red Railcraft, and Zycraft, which seems to have had a color makeover. Hope it's not as useless. And we also got Applied Energistics. Now, I have no clue what Bibliotech is. I have a faint understanding of charging pads. Don't know really if it's going to be useful, but that's the whole point of doing this, making sure we can make the most out of the mods we have been given. I'm already messing up. So without further ado, let's make a new world. So this world we're going to once again called EEPower, and let's go with number 4 because this is our 4th rendition of the world. Now, game mode survival, no. Hardcore, as always, lock it to the hardest difficulty, and this is going to make it really interesting. So, more world options. We're going to want to have a seed. Now, I was thinking a bit about this seed, and I'm not too sure, but how about this? Broken time. Hopefully we're going to break a few records with this, but let's finish it, and EEPower, number 4, let us create this new world and embark on a journey together. Too cheesy? Yeah, probably is, but I'm not stopping now. Okay, this is a lovely spawning point. Basically, right off the bat, getting a red power tree. Now, let's see, sensitivity good. Let's get our moody light bright and get ourselves down from here. So there are quite a few mods that we are going to need to look into. Some of them that I have honestly not much clue on the internetness that are involved in them, such as Bibliocraft. I have never actually touched before. Not in that way. Shut up. And for other things such as Zycraft, I haven't had any useful version of Zycraft. I've got all the pretty much the pretty blocks versions beforehand, but not any other stuff like that. So quite a lot has changed between the Ultimate Pack. There have been a few mods that have come out recently that are pretty much coming into their own as almost standards in the modding world. One of these things is something called Applied Energistics. So if any of you happen to know what the old equivalent exchange version 2 was like, pretty much you could store any amount of items in an area in pure energy. This one kind of looks similar, but it's not quite the same in its overpowerability. So I'm probably explaining that horribly. Let's try to explain it differently. So you have a bunch of basically items that you can store as data, and that data you can further transfer between other areas. So for instance, you can put a bunch of sticks in these, chests that you can then further send to other chests or sort them through some odd methods. You could automatic craft with it. I'm not too sure how much I like the automatic crafting system, but hey, not my mod. I'll use it if it's better, but it does change quite a few things. Now, it is quite a powerful mod, and you do have to know how to wield it to be able to do anything with it. So, there is a bunch of difficulty, and also a lot of the difficulty with it comes in the mid to late game, which is pretty much the only time you can really get to use it, pretty much once you have a few max size quarries going eating some of your world. Another few things that have changed that I like is, well, since the last time I made an age, Mistcraft have gotten a few updates. One of these updates, which I really like, is the fact that you have to go out and find pages, and the writing mechanics with it has become a bit more, not necessarily difficult, but it's understandable what it does. So, okay, we got a nice little ravine here. I say little, but not too bad. We're going to definitely want to go there. And as I was saying before, I have Ray's minimap installed instead of the voxel mod pack stuff. It's not because I hate the voxel mod pack. It's good. It's very graphical and nice and aesthetically pleasing. That being said, it does for some reason odd things with Ultimate, therefore I had to take it out. And also, their minimap didn't have quite as smooth of moving. It just jittered so much. It was hard to understand. Okay, so let's see. We got some cobblestone. Let's transfer this cobblestone and turn it into another pickaxe. Easily enough. And 2 swords. So, as you may or may not know, I have been playing quite a bit the Inferno Mines, which is Super Hostile number 12 made by Vex. So, it has helped me quite a bit in my survival techniques. Hopefully, I'll be able to not be as much of an idiot in my attacking and loafing around that I'll actually be able to do some objectives, such as maybe not being so horrible against wither fights. That was very scary. So, you probably don't even know me. If this is the first time you've ever watched an EEPower episode, I welcome you. If not, hello again. So, I am WayofTime. WayofFlowingTime is my YouTube channel, and I have been YouTubing, if that's a correct word, for actually a little over a year. I've been doing EEPower for a little over a year, and it has become quite fun, actually. I'm not too sure on how everybody else sees it, but I find it is quite enjoyable for my own devices. That is a cave that I don't think I'm ready to trawl through, probably because I'm going to need an actual pickaxe. So here's some copper, and here's a cave. Okay, so that was bad. So for those of you who do not know, usually I do a bunch of hardcore episodes in my Let's Play. So all of my Let's Plays, except the super hostile ones, because frankly, I'm not that crazy, are done on hardcore mode. This adds a bit of an extra challenge at the start that I feel is somewhat missing in the modded Minecraft. Pretty much in modded Minecraft, you go as quickly as humanly possible to go for the main Greg Tech stuff. So, speaking of which, it doesn't matter right now, but okay, Greg Tech is set to hard mode, and that is what I like. Now, I'm not sure it's set to uber hard mode. I'd have to check what the iridium recipes are, such as iridium ore. You can get from iridium ore. How cool is that? Okay, let's not go into a Darwell frenzy, shall we? So, one of the main things that we have to look for is some sort of picturesque base. Last episode, and probably most of my season, except for season 2.5, I've usually made a Mistcraft age almost right off the bat and put a lot of work in getting a nice spread out field for it. So, building out my base in a sprawled out pattern. In season 2.5, I hollowed out a mountain, which was quite fun. I don't want to do either of those this season, though. What I'm hoping is a sky base. A base totally in the sky. We're going to need a very large biome to be able to do that. So, large as in high up, not large as in that's a little too big of a biome chump. But that might take a bit of time to figure out the best place. So how are we going to do that? We're going to need a lost stone, and we're going to need a non-chunk boundary error thing. Let's see, what are you causing for that to happen? And that's actually a chunk boundary. Okay, that tells us how Ray's minimap actually tells what an area is. So I was saying before, Zycraft has a bunch of new additions to it. One of the additions which I approve of, oh gosh, it sounds so formal. I approve of you, sir. One of the things that I really enjoy is the ability to make tanks out of any sort of material. Originally, Zycraft was pretty much the aesthetics mod, if ever there was one, because it kind of just sucked in that regards. No offense to Soren whatsoever, but he put a bunch of effort into it to make sure that it was awesome as soon as possible. Okay, now I'm keeping on forgetting that I'm on hardcore mode and not taking the proper precautions. That being said, that guy was an idiot, so it's not like it matters. Okay, we got some wood, so let's make a few torches first of all. So you're able to make portable, not portable tanks, but tanks out of any sort of material currently in Zycraft, which is quite interesting. So for instance, if you wanted to make an iron tank made out of ironness, you can. Iron blocks for the win. If you're more sane, you do out of cobblestone or smooth stone, since they hold water a bit more. Now, also, he made it realistic in the sense that you cannot make it out of any sort of material. So, some stuff, such as sand, well, obviously you can't make a tank, a waterproof tank, or lava-proof, or, uranium, liquid uranium proof, if it's not obviously good. Okay, this is quartz, I think. Yes, it is. And you are Zycraft crystal, which now hurts people. Okay, and not just people, hopefully other things. So this quartz crystal comes from Applied Energistics, and it's one of the main items in it. So that is going to be useful for all of our stuff. Hopefully we don't have any problems getting it. And oh crud, it's almost nighttime. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I was slacking off that long. Okay, so it's almost nighttime and we have no food. That is always a stellar combination. So our first order of business now is finding food, not mining out and seeing all the landscapes, etc. And there's a silverwood tree. But finding food, how are we going to do that? I don't really see anything that will be food worthy. We got some bones. So maybe if we get some of this stuff, we'll get, corn? Maybe we can make some corn. I've never made Zycraft's popcorn or anything like that. So that might be what we need to do. Okay, so where can we go? There is lava over there, which makes me interested. Therefore, because I am interested, because I have said so, I am going over there. Let's get some chickens also. And there are zombies. And I don't have a bow. Great! So, here is our first combat experience in our ultimate world. It's going to be a bit of a pain, but let's see if we actually live. We have lived somehow. And we're also going to need some more wood, so let's get some wood. And we're going to need to make another crafting table, and oh god, this is an amazing place. Ah, that base. Okay, I gotta really rethink of the sky base thing, because if we can get this mountain range into a good enough base, we're living here. I don't care what you say, we're living here. Okay, speaking about not caring what I say, we're going to have to go down a bit into a bit of a hovel right now and cook our food. Otherwise, we're not going to have a nice first night. So let's see. There we go. And where are my blocks? Let's get blocks over here. And this is our very first house. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. I normally am not enough of an idiot to do that. And throwing your crafting grid into that is even more testament of how astoundingly moronic you can be. So let's throw that there. Let's get this out of the way completely. And we're going to need to make some charcoal first of all. So charcoal, then we'll turn this stuff into more charcoal. And in the meantime, after this is done, we can then throw this in and check some of the uses of the materials we got here. So quartz dust. Quartz dust, what we can do with that is make a quartz grindstone and some quartz fibers. And also silicon. More silicon. We can compress it into quartz blocks, but let's see. This thing is interesting, but the quartz fibers, I think, will be really useful. We can make a wireless receiver, which I guess is useful. ME cable, which pretty much combines. So the ME cable, I believe, we should probably only focus on this when we get closer to it, but the ME cable is able to connect all of the devices together. And we can make quartz pickaxes and some advanced stuff, which is going to be very expensive because of the amount of resources it requires. And we're going to have to think a lot on how we're going to do everything. Okay, pulverize it, macerate it, and etc. Okay, so you are done enough. Maybe we should wait for it to be complete. And let's see how much room we have. Let's get this and see over here. It's not like I can do anything until I am fed, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's cook some chicken and then see. Not a good idea, not a good idea. So let's wait a bit for our first few square meals. Eating a whole chicken, Minecraft style. Okay, so one more chicken and we should be good. We won't be chicken, so that's even more good. So let's get that. There we go. One more chicken. Good, so we're healed up, or rather healing up. That should be good enough to set ourselves out on a merry adventure of hope. Hope! 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 Okay, so let's see what we have over here. Got a lot of appetite over there. And this place might be a nice location for a base. There's an obsidian totem there. There's also a skeleton here. So skeleton is going to give his bow to me. Obviously not, because he doesn't like me. And we're going to take our vestiges of food here, as well as the charcoal that it contains. So let's see. At least there's no endermen, so we don't have to worry about those right away. But we can slowly kill ourselves due to fall damage. And this might be a good house. We're going to have to light up the area somehow. The lava is a good start, at least. And there's also a cave system filled with spiders as well. So that's great. Okay, that cave system is great. So what we need to do first of all is go in here and build a bit of an entrance way. There's an entrance way, an entrance. So here we go. Let's enter the first bit and block ourselves off for a bit and hollow out a bit of our new home, at least until we can determine some sort of better area for us to work with. We're going to want to get some iron, of course, but we need to settle ourselves first of all so we actually have some source of home to bring the stuff to. So iron is one thing. We need rubber as well. And I don't think there's a swamp nearby to get rubber. However, there are some other tactics that we can get rubber. Rubber is, of course, industrial craft. And if we get an extractor, eventually, let's see, use of rubber. Not useful, not useful, not useful. Not the rubber we're looking for. We need an extractor to be able to get to that. And to get an extractor, we need rubber. This feels like a chicken and egg moment, and I do not like chicken and egg. I like chickens, but the eggs are a little brittle to eat right away, so I kind of tend to avoid them. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Okay, so let's get a bit of an area going. Let's situate ourselves with a bit more wood. Then maybe we can start mining a bit. Now, just so you know, I did manage to create a new skin for myself. It's slightly like the old one. Well, slightly. I changed a few things. It seems more like body armor than before. Hopefully it works. Hello. And the back has a bit of a cape, though it's not as distinguishable. Especially with that belt. Sexy belt. Woohoo! I got my sexy belt. Sexy belt, sexy belt. Oh my gosh, this is getting a little out of control. Okay, let's make sure that this is secure first of all. We're also going to want to refine some of this copper. So let's look. Okay, we seem to be golden for now. So this cave system is probably where we want to get most of our stuff. We need a better access way to get up here. Maybe if it was a better slope, or maybe we can slopeify it ourselves later on. It's not like we're going to need to retain the look of a mountain, but as long as it's close enough to its original shape, I think we should be good. For instance, we're not going to keep it exactly, especially with this lava flow. That would be a little difficult. Okay, bye. Hello, how are you? I am WayofTime, the Destroyer. Roya. Speaking of which, there are a few monster goodies over here. Seems like the continuation of the cave. And a bit of a nice area for some general relaxing over there. Okay, that was a lot of damage. Hello? Creepers? Mountain. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Ha! Ha! Oh gosh, these do a lot more damage than they used to on hard mode. Okay, so got some aluminum, got some white stuff, no relation, and some coal, copper, etc. Nothing too useful right away except these Zycraft quartz crystals we can ring around our base if we so desire. Hello. How are you? Nice to meet you. My name is Way. Blah, 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 blah. Bye-bye. Okay, so this is gonna be fun, seeing as how much damage these guys already do. And it's not like we're too far into this or anything. It's not like it's going to be a linear progression such as the Vex maps. Vex, I hate to say this, but he's at least fair. He's not just going to throw you into a pit of invisible spiders that happen to be able to poison you, or give you any such things as creepers riding on cave spiders. No, he doesn't do that at all. Wait a minute. Okay. Aluminum, I don't think there's any current use for aluminum ore. We can make it into aluminum, which I guess is currently useful for making some pretty blocks, and some cans, and some glass viewers. Okay, that's not nice. Okay. We're going to need to get some more wood. So let's get some more wood. Then we can bring a lot of our stuff downstairs and probably survive on zombie flesh for the time being. I don't think 5 of these things is good enough. 5 torches, that's what they're called. 5 torches is not enough. We're also going to need to eventually, at least we have some oil around the place, those black spots. And no, I do not mean the people. So, black spots mean oil and coal. Thankfully, I don't think Traincraft is in this, though that rubber might be from Traincraft. I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference, honestly. So, Let's get this. Our inventory is an absolute mess, but that's pretty much how I like to roll. Okay, so let's go down here and see if there's anything we can check. Obviously, no. Okay, dead end counter. 1. Okay, now that we got that covered, let's get a few more copper strands. So rubber is going to be our entrance point to industrial craft, though that being said, I have started with industrial craft a lot of times. Frankly, I'm thinking if I were to do something that just looks cool, if I were to do something different, I'm thinking what I'll do instead is start with the thermal expansion machines. This will require such things as the pulverizer, which will require redstone reception coils, so that requires redstone and gold, and more gold, and copper, and pistons, and etc, etc, etc. I think you have the idea. So it's not going to be right off the bat things, such as a macerator, that requires diamonds. No, not at all. I love my life. Okay, so we got, I think, enough wood to last us. If not, I guess there's the wood fairies that we can always visit deep inside the caves. But let's get just a few more trees worth and then go downstairs a bit. Yeah, downstairs in my dreams. Okay, I think we're ready for some more death. So let's go onwards and see how much we can stay alive for. I'm guessing a few minutes, judging by the fact that I was about to destroy that as well. But let's see if we can work our way out here. Nothing here, and then jump down. Guessing that way is not an option currently. Okay, so got some aluminum, got some copper, got some mosaic ore? I don't know. What is you called? Monazite. Setamo. Okay, so we got some iron as well. So we're going to need to go down and get eventually some more awesomeness, I suppose. Some gold. So we need to get enough of this stuff. I'm not going to start mining the Zycraft stuff yet. I'm not ready enough to go into the Zycraft tech. That's probably going to be later on in the game, when I am ready for such niceties such as big tanks to hold as much steam power as I will suppose. Supposing we get that far, that being said, we are not exactly the most well-equipped adventurers in the land, though I think we are doing well enough as it is as I proceed to break my own pickaxe. Okay, I guess we did not even bring enough of this stuff to make a proper, or rather, we didn't bring a crafting table. How come we didn't bring a crafting table? That's just typical. Okay, so bit of this, we might as well make 3 of these, and we should be okay. So there, sort. There we go. Change this to 2, sort again, and we should be all sorted. So iron is obviously our #1 priority. We're also going to need a good source of sand. Eventually, I'm probably, actually right off the bat, might be a good idea to make some sort of red power using factorization bricking machine. Because I found, since I added red power and a bunch of other stuff later in my Season 3, that building materials were actually something that I hated to build. Funnily enough, building materials annoying to build. Who would have thunk it? Okay, so let's get some more copper and get stuff going. So one of our first projects should be that. That should be when we get enough materials to do so, obviously. And we're going to need to work ourselves up eventually to get to the quarry stage. Red power or otherwise. So this is going to require a diamond drill, which is going to require diamonds and titanium. Titanium, what, the advanced plating? For use in Tinker Table. Okay, I suppose that is useful somehow. So it's going to require an industrial blast furnace, which requires titanium dust, which I think it's bauxite that needs to be created. Let's get the, no, let's just go onwards and worry about that stuff, but later. Pretty much right now it's just vanilla Minecraft with just some standard stuff, but there are a bunch of stuff that I will really love to get into. Applied energistics I think will be one of the things that I'm going to really love trying out and seeing the limitations that I will get. Angry zombie! Some of the limitations that I will get with that stuff. I think it's going to be fun. And also some other automatic machines that I haven't had a chance to do, such as making something like as simple as a cow machine. Like an auto milker, not an auto milker, that'd just be stupid, but something like actually getting food, or like a cow breeder. And not just the plug and forget Railcraft one, but the plug and forget one that doesn't require the carrot thing, but just has, yeah, it has that, but it's fully automatic. So you don't have to even send it off. Well, it should send it off to a lava blade right away. So we gotta do this quick. We gotta make some more torches. Let's get that. Okay, so creepers be creeping as usual, and they are also a very advanced mining method, as shown in Figure 2. See? One piece of coal and cobblestone. That's how you mine creeper style. Okay, so tin is also one of those main things that is used in most, if not all, builds, so we still need to get some of that. Also, let's get some more coal. And, okay, so we've already got a lot of things that we can do, and we haven't even really finished the first episode. That being said, there's almost no point in talking about what to do in the future quite at this point, since we still have a lot of stuff to do before we even get to the point. We need to get all the materials, obviously. We need to get a bee system as going also. So one of the other things that I'd really love to do, which I couldn't do last season because there honestly wasn't enough time, is to get some sort of automatic inoculation machine. So for those of you who obviously do not know, Extra Bees adds some bee serums that you can use to inoculate bees, but, well, with different traits, such as the fastest trait using a bleep bee. I'm not going to even bother saying it because some people will like to know that, well, figure that out for themselves. But say if you want to get a very fast bee, like the fast speed, and for some reason slowish productivity or something like that, you know what I mean. There should be some method to automatically pick it and have it so that it just automatically inoculates all the bees and you don't have to just use one machine to do all that. So that is something that I'd love to do. Okay, obviously there is still a lot of stuff that we need to do in here, but one of the things we're going to want to create is a forestry backpack, which will help us get all of the materials that you want to get rather. So just so you know, this series is not going to necessarily be similar to a Spotlight-esque series. It's going to be trying to build as many advanced systems as I can. So I'm not going to name any names for any other YouTube series that are out there. There are a few that I like to watch that are quite innovative, but I'm going to try to be as innovative with my builds as possible. I'm not just going to build the same old as every other series or even YouTuber that is out there. I want to see if I can make my own mark on my machines and make it obvious that they're my machines and not some other machine that I just simply pulled a schematic for. That's going to be my design philosophy throughout the season, and I hope you like that design philosophy as well. That being said, if you do not like that design philosophy, you can tell me that, and I am willing to consider changing up the pace of my videos so that will be a bit more explanatory. I will explain what I'm doing. I'm not just going to go, hey, herp derp, herp a derp derp. Okay, we're going to place this here, route it over there, and then do blam. We got free cake. No, I'm not going to do that. That'd just be kind of messed up and kind of rambly. Speaking about rambly, it probably has been over the amount of time I should be playing for at one given time. So I'm thinking we'll have to check that out easily. You can tell I'm already losing my mind. Well, evidently my rambling has gotten past me, and it seems that we don't have any time to continue with this episode. So I think we're going to leave it there, and hopefully next time we're going to be able to explore this cave with a bit more vigor and hopefully not get blown up by any such creeper advanced mining techniques. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. Oh god. Way of Time here, signing off. Have a wonderful day. Dang it, I can't get up.